15?
15, yeah. Well, here we are at the rabbinical tombs here in the Galilee. And we are at Bet Shearim. And Bet Shearim would be the tombs of the rabbis who were buried here 1,500 years ago. And we know that one of the most famous rabbis buried here would be Rabbi Judah Hanisi, also known as Rabbi Judah the Prince. Now, this was the rabbi who was responsible for codifying the Mishnah and the Gemara, or the oral law that was carried by memory by the Jewish people throughout the centuries since Sinai. Not only do the rabbis believe that the written law was given at Sinai, but also the oral law was given at Sinai. And that oral law was carried by memory for some 1,500 years until Rabbi Judah Hanisi codified it at around 500 AD or so. And of course, when the Romans destroyed the temple in 70 AD and the Jews were scattered in the diaspora, many of the rabbis or the Sanhedrin would go to a place called Yavne, and they would try to regather there at Yavne to try to preserve Judaism and the law and the traditions of the fathers. But then from Yavne, a lot of those rabbis came here to Bet Shearim, and it was here that the law was codified. Many of these rabbis are buried here at Bet Shearim. And then, of course, this happened during the Talmudic period, during the Mishnaic period, since the Talmud consists of the Mishnah and the Gemara. The Gemara is a commentary on the Mishnah, and the Mishnah is a commentary on the Torah, or the law of Moses. As you can see behind me over here is a 1,500-year-old menorah, the 7-branch candelabra. Now, this is a symbol that is mentioned in Exodus chapter number 25. In Exodus chapter 25 and verse 31 it says, "And thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold, of beaten work shall the candlestick be made. His shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knobs, and his flowers shall be of the same. And 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it, 3 branches of the candlestick out of one side, and 3 branches of the candlestick on the other side." So we have the 7-branch candelabra right here. This was a symbol, of course, one of the furniture pieces that were in the tabernacle and the first and second Jewish temples. But when we think of the 7-branch candelabra, we think of the candlesticks that are mentioned in the book of Revelation. In Revelation chapter 1 and verse 12 it says, "And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to his foot, and girded about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes as a flame of fire. His feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as a sound of many waters." So we see the mention of the 7 candlesticks in the book of Revelation. This is the only snapshot we have of Jesus in the New Testament, the only photograph, you will, we have of him in the New Testament. He's in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. Who are the 7 candlesticks right here? Well, we know the Bible interprets the Bible, because we see the interpretation in verse number 20. "The mystery of the 7 stars which thou sawest in my right hand, and the 7 golden candlesticks. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 candlesticks which thou sawest are the angels of the 7 churches." So the 7 candlesticks right here would represent the 7 churches in the book of Revelation. The 7 stars would represent the 7 angels of the 7 churches. So we see this symbol on the wall right here, 1,500 years old, mentioned in Exodus chapter number 25. And then the same 7 candlesticks we see on the wall here, mentioned in the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse number 12. And of course, you know, the book of Revelation uses a lot of symbols, but there's a literal interpretation behind that symbolism. The 7 stars are the angels, and the 7 candlesticks are the 7 churches, the 7 angels over the 7 churches. So I'm just absolutely amazed that we can have a biblical symbol on a wall right here that is 1,500 years old, right here in the middle of this rabbinic tomb. So I just wanted to share this with you. So August Rosado coming from you from Bet Shearim here in the land of Israel.